Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory, rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored. What was lost now shall be found. The price of valor ever rising, but victory brings new rewards. Tales of glory, might, and wonder, hard-fought battles, treasures won. Our heroes know their fate awaits them, and so they carry on.
Hello, and welcome to Ages of Valinor. I am your humble stream host, Pixel, and I'm pleased to present to you the Damn It's Been a Long Time, and I hope we all remember what we're doing, and also didn't we do this joke already for the last intro, 14th episode of Ages of Valinor presents Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus. As always, gang, we're going to get into things here in just a few moments, but before we do, we have our usual housekeeping things. So first things first, you will notice that I, for this campaign, am not the GM, which means that when you see maps, you are seeing the player perspective, and therefore are not seeing anything you can spoil, which I normally warn people about first thing when we do these. However, with that being said, if you've played this adventure before, please don't spoil anything in chat about, you know, what happens, what's usually waiting around the next corner, that kind of thing. One, Robbie might have changed those things. Two, we'll be in chat with you, hanging out, talking as we go through the show, reacting to things, so don't spoil things for us, because that will ruin the fun for everyone. Don't be a Wangrod. Secondly, don't forget about rules, please. There's a lot of them in this game. We all just changed over from the 2014 version of the 5th edition to the, new version of 5th edition and all that stuff, so we're all kind of still getting used to that. So if we're trying to remember how something works, and you happen to know the answer, feel free, you can drop it in chat, but don't lose your mind if we don't see it, or make another ruling, because, we can't get them all right all the time. We do our best. Third, this is an open and welcoming space, so do try to keep that internet toxicity out of the vehicle at all times. Never usually a problem with you folks. But we do like to make sure people are forewarned, and so that no one can say, we didn't tell you. And then a reminder, we do release a
We have not long rested.
Did you send it to me?
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have no idea you had it because I think you created it.
Okay,
So spinny.
gang. I think we
you
should
update it,
be
though?
live.
I just put something on there that I had.
Okay, everybody, I think we are back, folks.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Sorry about that. As I was saying, we do release the show on YouTube, and as a podcast, actually, we haven't been doing the podcast for a while. We do release the show on YouTube after each episode during the following week, so if you do happen to miss it, don't worry about that. You can still catch it live the next week, and you can get caught up in the middle on YouTube. And then, of course, last thing before we get started, we're going to go around and introduce ourselves and characters, as well as whether or not we have chat inspiration, starting with Robbie.
Hi, everybody. I am Robbie, your all too humble dungeon master, who will be leading these wonderful players through hell, maybe literally. You can find me generally in Bonus Mom's Tavern, although not as much as in the past, as I have been exceptionally busy. But hopefully soon I will be able to be a little more involved. Anyway, next we'll pass it over back to Pixel.
Well, hey there, gang. As we've said before, I'm Pixel, and instead of being a GM this time, as we've discussed, I will be playing Phoenix Brightgrin, your dwarven barbarian and overall sort of semi-moral piece of crap. You can also find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where we've been playing an absolute boatload of Final Fantasy XIV lately. And that's it.
All right, next, Bonus Mom.
I am Bonus Mom, and tonight I am playing Bonnie Mama, actually known as Boniface Montmartre, and I am a human warlock, and I think I'm starting to get it. She hasn't really known why she can do all these crazy things, but it's getting interesting, and yes, I'm in hell. But I'm being brave.
You know, my students keep saying that too. Very odd.
And you're in hell when you get those 72 essays to grade, right?
Yeah, I should be doing that now. Anyway, McReese, go for it.
Hi guys, I am McReese, and tonight I will be playing Raven LaFey, the Tiefling Druid, and I've also been sucked into Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay. Cam.
Hello, my brain just went blank completely. My name is Cam.
Cam's buffering.
My name is Cam or Normark. I've traveled from the future just to be here with you today. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Nor_remark. I have started streaming again, so keep an eye out for that. But I will be here this evening playing the ever lovable, ever disgusting and dirty, filthy goblin wizard Neil Boggs, master of the abjuring arts.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Kaylee.
Hey everybody, I'm Kaylee or Christy, and I am playing Temperance, the Air Genasi sorcerer. You can also find me here on Twitch occasionally under Kaylee1999. Most recently playing Dragon Age. Veilguard comes out in a few weeks, and so when that comes out, I will probably be playing that. I also on Tuesday night stream with another D&D group called Reality Break 20, and we recently have been actually not playing, but going through different virtual tabletops to find one that might work a little bit better for us. And we have a few left still, but we will probably be picking up some more one-shots again in another month or so. So yeah. And I'm also on TikTok, Kaylee1999 there as well. You can find me there, and also hanging out in Bonus Mom's Tavern.
All right. Pixel, why don't you go over some of the optional rules that we have while I
Sure.
make
Also,
some quick
real quick,
updates?
I think I said this, but then we all forgot to do it. Who's got chat inspiration? Who doesn't?
Oh,
I do.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I do.
Oh.
Bonnie
Wait, is it-
does not.
Is it
Bonus
just Bonnie?
It's all right.
Yeah, but to be fair, don't you get an inspiration just for waking up on a morning?
Different one, but yes.
Okay.
The-
And then as far as is that enough time, or do you still need the extra rules?
No, go for it.
Okay. And then we have been using some homebrew. Did we end up deciding what we're doing with the crit dice? I know because those interact with certain things now in a different way, I'm hearing.
Not with the that was the critical hit. For now, let's revert to standard 5e crit rules.
Okay, so previously, if you've been watching this, you would have noted that we have been using homebrew crit rules where we max out one set of dice and then roll your regular damage just to make the crits hit a little harder. However, I believe they've altered some things with how critical hits interact with certain abilities and crit ranges and different things in the updated 5e, so we are rolling that back just so that we don't come across any edge case weirdness. And then we also are rolling back our short rests to be back to the normal hour-long short rests as well.
Yes. Unfortunately, there are some things in the new updated rules that we were not the only ones who noticed that some of these things weren't working the way intended. So I guess good, but also not so good that it messes with what we were doing. So, but well.
Just to double check then, so for crits, we're doubling the dice now, yeah?
Correct.
So we're going back to doubling the dice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can literally just do it within D&D Beyond, that's fine.
Yeah. And then also the inspiration rules have changed. So folks, when you're giving chat inspiration, just be aware that can be used by our players to re-roll any die roll, not just d20s, but damage rolls, healing rolls, etc. So the chat inspiration will be using those same rules as well.
Yes, we didn't figure there was much point in having two different rules for how inspiration worked. And since that one came down on your side, I was happy to expand that. Didn't see much of a point in nerfing you unnecessarily. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if there's anything else, but I think I am good.
Alrighty.
With that, so last time on D&D, you had ventured into the crypts below a portion of the city of Elturel, which is currently in hell, as are you. And, well, things got, let us say, a little dicey. And by that, I mean, you had to face a whole lot of minotaurs who were being very unkind to you. At the moment, you are sitting in this room, having just defeated the last of the minotaurs, and you see what seems to be unconscious body of one older Raven Guard. What are you guys doing?
Who in the party would recognize him?
I would think Phoenix probably.
Certainly would.
Oh, wait a minute. He's the guy from
Baldur's Gate.
From Baldur's Gate,
Yeah, the big important one we're
The
here to
Grand
find.
Duke.
No, I was thinking about the other place, yeah.
I mean,
we should heal this fellow before he drowns.
Does somebody want to just
I mean, I could potion him unless somebody's got spells.
Oh, no, I can do a quick healing word.
Is there still a devil demon hole here, or no? Did that close?
Oh no, the portal's still there.
Okay.
So that's eight points of healing for.
Okay. So the good news is he calms down a little bit, but he's still very much unresponsive. He's grabbing at this crown that's at his head, like he's trying to pull it off, but unable to do so.
I feel like Lulu and I would have entered the room in the course of this, so I'm going to move there if that's okay.
Feel free. Yep, we're not an initiative.
Somebody needs to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I think Phoenix takes up his post as like the stand in the breach kind of thing.
I mean, I can try and figure out what the crown is on his head, but it'll take me a little bit of time, and I don't know how comfortable he's going to be for that amount of time, and also I don't want to touch it, really.
Does anybody have dispel magic or what's the other one? Restore something?
I do
Plus
actually
restoration?
have dispel magic. I got that when we leveled up recently. So I can do, let me see. I mean, but if it's a magical object and we want the magic of the object, do I want to dispel it?
I have an idea. It's a spell that that Zareth taught me quite some time ago, so I might be able to do it. And I'm gonna go over to Alder Ravengard, and I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on him, just to see if it gives an additional support to him, maybe. So it's with that, obviously, there's a number of things that have disadvantage on attack rolls against him, but he also can't be. Oh wait, no, just a second. I don't think I can cast the spell. Does anybody still have any of the holy water that we gathered previously?
Yeah, I think I got a few flasks. I have 3 flasks in my inventory, which I'm happy to like dig one out of my back and like hand it over to everybody while I'm watching the game.
Yeah. So it says on here the target can't be possessed by or gain the charmed or frightened condition from them. If the target is already possessed, charmed, or frightened by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. So I don't know whether it's going to be worth it, but it's aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiends, or undead. So I don't know whether it's going to be relevant, but I thought worth a try.
Does the crown look like the helm that we were looking for?
Very much so.
Do I remember?
It in fact looks exactly as described.
I'm assuming the protection from evil and good did nothing.
I mean, it may have calmed him down, and if he has to make a save, that effect will certainly still be effective as long as he is under the effects of the spell during that time. You didn't notice any change. That didn't mean nothing happened.
Yeah.
So
It
do you think
lasts for 10 minutes total.
Okay.
is that the helm we're looking for?
I think so. Duke Ravengard, can you hear us at all?
No response whatsoever. He's making some gurgling noises maybe, and then grasping at his head.
Can I send Cleo over to see if they can pull it off his head?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I don't have anything.
I
like
can do that for you. And they kind of float over there, and then they kind of grab at it, and you see them with their little wings floating at full strength, pulling, and then nothing. Nah, it's on there pretty tight.
So
You
are
don't want
any
me
other
to try it?
survivors or just him?
Sorry, we
What
both
was
tried
that?
to talk at the same time. Go ahead, McReese.
Are there any other survivors or just him?
Only one alive. Everyone else is dead.
What do we think this crown is? Do we think it's cursed?
What? No,
Has anyone said?
they believed it was a relic of their deity that the people back at the church thought might help us fight off the denizens of this plane.
Oh.
So I don't think we had any reason to believe it to be cursed. Does someone want to loot these other bodies, and do y'all want me to take a crack at pulling that thing off him?
Well, I can't. Remove curse wouldn't do any good, and I seem to be able to do that. So I'll loot one of the bodies. The green, is that water we have to step into?
It is about ankle deep water.
Okay, well,
Not difficult terrain or anything.
Bonus Mom will trudge over here to a dead body. This is one, isn't it? There's one up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all wearing half plate armor. They have a shield, a spear, and a long sword. So there would be 5 of those.
No healing potions or gold or anything useful.
They probably have 60 gold amongst them. Hold on, 1, 2. They have what's easily divisible by 5.
50.
65 gold amongst them.
I mean, both are divisible by 5, right? 60. Not that I'm talking
That's
you
true.
down, but
Okay, I'll give it 65.
no takes
right
maxis.
there. Yep. The extra 1 gold piece is yours.
Well, I can just try to see if I can get the magic to dispel. It might negate whatever benefit the helm might have.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
do
if
have
it's a-
detect magic.
if
Would
it's
that
a-
help us?
No, go
Certainly
ahead.
could.
I mean, it might tell us what's going on, like specifically.
I don't
more
think we ought to
specifically.
stay here a real long time, so whatever we're going to do, we should do it. Also, I just have to throw in that I don't know that if this thing is what they say it is, which we don't know if it is, but if it's a full-on divine artifact, I don't think a simple dispel magic will,
That's true.
take the shine
Well-
off of that.
And I don't have much magic left, really, so why don't you try to take it off? I have full confidence in you. You'll be able to do it, Phoenix.
Sure.
I'm rooting for you. Just
Yeah.
think
Neil takes a
positive.
very visible step back.
Yeah, I'll just try and pull it off his head.
Okay, I need to know how hard you're yanking.
I don't want to kill him. So if it seems like it's going to, like, break his neck, if it's like, I'm going to try to pull it off, without killing him.
I'm not going to make you make an athletics check because
Okay.
I think an athletics check of any severity with Phoenix would literally just snap his neck.
Okay.
I will let you
Not do that.
to steal a Pathfinder term, take a 20 on this.
Okay.
And after giving it a couple tugs, this thing is magically affixed to
Okay.
him. Now,
Yeah.
killing him very well may end it. That is
Right.
possible. But assuming that is not your plan,
Yeah.
you don't think you could brute force this off unless you're taking the head with it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that Phoenix will relay that to everybody. Yeah, I think that thing is, like, magically stuck on there, so I think we
Well,
gotta
I'm-
resort to magical means of getting it off.
I'm just gonna give it a shot, and Temperance will go over and kind of push down and away with her hands, and a gust of wind will kind of blow over the helm, and I'll cast a spell magic.
Yeah, the spell fails. You still use the spell
Oh.
slot, but it fails. Does not work.
Well, that didn't seem to do anything.
Does Duke have anything
we-
else on him, maybe?
Need to take the helmet back to where we were, or are we going through the big shiny spinny thing?
Oh, I
Oh,
don't
I don't think we want to do
think
that.
we want to do that. No.
If there's one place in all creation that's shittier than hell, it's the Abyss.
Okay, then do
True.
we just want to drag his body to wherever we need to take the helmet?
I mean,
Oh, I
Yeah.
think so, yes. And quickly.
I think it's wise.
how likely do you think? How heavy do you think he might be? And Phoenix, do you think it likely that you may be able to climb up a rope with him?
I don't know. I don't know, Robbie. Do I think I can climb up a rope with that?
Why do we need to go?
Your
think
speed
I
would be
would.
halved, but you are strong enough that would be a doable thing.
Well, he is
thinking
an
Might be
option.
slow going, but I think I could make it.
As Neil starts pulling the rope out of his backpack.
Well, but
and-
listen, I don't think we want to be this close to this portal.
Well, we
for long.
won't actually be anywhere near the portal.
Well, but
by
when we come out of
technicality,
there,
we'll be in an extra
Like,
dimensional
we don't want to
space.
come back out of down the rope to a room full of the shit we just fought. You know what I mean?
Why don't we try to get out of this basement before we
Are these?
break up the rope?
Are the
He starts
catacombs
putting the rope
kind
back
of?
away.
Are we talking like big, like Paris catacombs, or teeny tiny sewer type thing?
More Paris catacombs is pretty large, but
is
this
he
room in
a-
particular is not huge.
Is he a big guy, little guy, kind of?
Oh no, I mean, listen, he's a soldier. He's pretty buff. I mean,
I could
Finnick can
wild shape
easily
into
carry him.
a mule or a donkey and carry him back to where we need to take him.
The only problem with that Raven would be aware of are the stairs.
I mean,
Donkeys and stairs don't go very well together.
yeah, I think Phoenix will just go kind of hoist him, pick him up,
take
and try
Mules down into the Grand
Yeah.
Canyon. I
It'll
can't
have
get
to
there.
speed while you're carrying him, but other than that, there's no penalty.
Okay.
And it's certainly no check in order to successfully do that. So, that's nice. Yeah. You guys start to make your way out, basically without incident. And as you start to go up the stairs, you see your very spooky-looking friend, who it may have been a minute ago. Your spooky-looking friend. Reminder, I have to zoom out to get everything to load in and then zoom back in.
I forgot about this guy.
Yes. As you start to come out and you see him there, the two bug-like creatures kind of come on point. He says, "Is that creature? Is he evil? Is he the one who opened the portal?"
I don't know about evil, probably just stupid.
We don't know who opened the portal.
And
Are you sure
around
he
here,
does not serve Baphomet?
don't portals just kind of sometimes open themselves here? Isn't that kind of the whole point of the whole Blood War thing? Is like, that just sort of
Well,
happens here.
It's a little more
also the
complicated than
possibility
that,
that
but yes, also kind of.
There's also the possibility that the portal could have been opened on the other side at the transferring location.
Yes, but someone on this side would have had to give location. Was it him?
I don't think so.
Well, we'd ask him if we could take his hat off.
I mean, this guy is a mortal from Baldur's Gate, and he's been here for maybe a couple weeks tops. So
Yeah, I'm not sure he knows
I don't know.
locations in hell.
You see him slowly kind of nod. Did you dispense with were you able to dispense with a portal?
We couldn't find the off button.
Yeah, portal closings
It
may
is
be
difficult.
outside of
We
our
can-
abilities, but we did
You see
kill
him
some
nod
things while we were down
understandingly.
there. So you're welcome on that front.
We did
This-
clear it out.
This is genuinely appreciated. We will work on as you say, turning off the portal. We shall dispel it. And you see the three of them kind of rush down the stairs.
Ask if he knew how to take off a magic helmet, but okay.
I mean, are you yelling after him?
Now
You'll
she
be-
kind of goes to say something, and then he runs off, and she's just like, okay.
I
Anything
have a
else?
feeling you probably wouldn't have told us anyway.
Well, now
He
that
would have had an
they're
answer.
now
It
that
probably
they're
would have been
between
just kill him.
Yeah.
now that they're between us and the portal, why don't we check this guy's pockets?
Yeah. I really
He might
like
have instructions or
not be the
something. I don't
one
know.
to kill someone who's important to Baldur's Gate. Let somebody of our pay grade make that decision.
I mean, I'm certainly not going to rifle his pockets because I am wearing a badge telling me that I work for him.
Okay.
Right. This is not a monetarily liberatory pocket rifling. This is more of a information
We are
gathering
out of the
pocket
jurisdiction
rifling.
of Baldur's Gate.
But what
So
if he
as
has
you-
like a
I believe
like a
I believe we
journal
are
or
in
notebook?
international waters, technically speaking.
He
I'm
might have a
certainly
notebook or
ready.
something.
I'm certainly ready to look. Why don't I need one other person to help me. Let's go in it together and we'll search him, and then there won't be anything objectionable because one will be chaperoning the other.
So that works.
And it might make it advantageous in a way to find whatever might be missing.
All right. As you start to rifle through, the first thing you find are some spell scrolls. 3 spell scrolls, in fact. One of Mass Healing Word, one of Remove Curse, and one of Tongues.
Would I be able to just inspect those a little more closely?
Well, okay. Oh, sorry.
What third one?
Tongues.
Tongues.
I got distracted by somebody trying to chew my video
They've
cord.
got to stop
Wonder
shooting
who
off
that may have
fireworks
been.
over there. Good lord.
Well, Pixel,
Ugh.
there's a good reason for it.
There is not. Actually. There's not a good reason to terrorize all the dogs
I'll look
and
up the
people
score.
with PTSD in the neighborhood.
Let's see. Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool. Yeah, I would be cheering too if I were them. Anyway,
Do we want to try and figure this
Um,
out here, or do we want to try and go back to the church?
hold on. I got some more stuff. So he has those
Oh,
spell
okay.
scrolls.
Sorry.
He's in plate armor with the very prominent emblazoned emblem of the Flaming Fist, which also he has his shield, which has his family crest on it, and his long sword seems to be magical as well.
Well, let's do this. I think it's an awful lot to ask our dear Phoenix to carry everything. So let's just parcel out a few things here. We've loosened his gear and whatever. And if each of us takes
We
one
have
of
a
the
bag
heavy
of holding.
parts-
I can look after the scrolls.
Yes, let's put it all in the bag of holding. We can't put him in there, can we?
No.
Has
Still
that
breathing?
changed recently?
I wouldn't think
I mean,
so.
he can go into a bag of holding, but he may not be able to last a particularly long time. But yes, I would very much like to look after those scrolls if possible.
Well, let's just stick it all in the bag of holding and get out of here. I don't like this.
Neil opens
like
up his
this
bag of
place.
holding like profusely, like
Trick or treat.
The question is, where exactly are we going to take him? Back to the city hall?
The
Make a history check.
They did seem to have at least some spellcasters that had more experience than the three of us.
Bonus to Mom got a 16.
Okay, Bonnie, you happen to remember talking to Faria, who was the leader there. You remember her making an offhand comment about her not knowing anything about comment because she was a simple exorcist.
Mm.
Well, we just need a safe place. Not that there is one, but
Yeah, that's kind of the safest we found so far, right?
Yeah.
so should we use the rope? I still think we should be further away from that portal. Although
Well,
they did seem confident that they could.
Yeah, I think they were going to get rid of the portal, so we could either climb up the rope, Neil's rope, here, or we could go back to the church and do it there. But I don't know that it makes much of a difference.
There's currently nobody here. The church is full of people.
Hmm.
Neil, rope us.
certainly. As he pulls out the rope and this time starts actually doing the incantation as he's pulling the rope out, and the rope obviously rises up and opens up the extra dimensional space.
You got it.
Okay.
Yep,
All of those
easy enough,
spells
no check
were
required.
third level, right?
I believe so, yes.
I'm just adding everything in, and then there was the sword as well, wasn't there?
And plate armor and shield.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we
Will
should
have
take the
taken his
time to
armor
take
off,
his armor off. But
but
I think
I'm
taking the
assuming his
sword and
shield
shield,
and-
because he
sword
can't
and
really
shield,
hold him,
yeah.
right?
Okay, so we're not gonna bonus mom in Skyrim this guy, huh?
No. This is our
That
boss.
poor man.
That poor man.
He's poor now after what you guys did.
Would save his life? It's
Maybe.
in progress. It's a work in progress.
Anyway,
Okay, yeah. Up the rope ladder, I guess.
easy enough. Yeah, you guys get in the extra dimensional space.
How long does this last again?
An hour.
1 hour.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can take a short rest up here if you'd like.
Nice.
I think that would be a good idea.
I'm not going to take a short rest because I am going to spend some time to ritual cast Identify on the crown that is on his head.
You got it. Yeah, as you do that.
And also ritual cast it on his longsword that I'm aware is magical.
Yeah, it's a +1 longsword. That's it.
Oh. Okay.
So we'll say you did that one first, just because to get it out of the way.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so then you move to the helm, and as you do that, as you complete the ritual, you hear 2 voices, or is it 3 voices? Because the third voice is simply screaming in agony, screaming in pain, as one voice of a man, almost the voice echoing from armor that says, "Be gone, you evil!" And you hear a clank, clink, clang. And then you hear another voice in a language that you do not recognize. At least I don't think you recognize.
I only speak Common and Infernal.
Definitely not then. Snarling back at him in this disgusting, deep, guttural, gurgly voice. And it sounds like an all-out battle. You can make a religion or arcana check to try and determine more. Other than this is certainly Helm's sight. It does do many of the things that have been ascertained before, but something additional is going on here.
Okay, I'm gonna go Arcana. That is a nat 20 for a total of
This
30.
item
Nice.
has been possessed by 2 entities simultaneously. One of them divine, one of them abyssal. And they're both fighting it out for control over older Ravengard's body.
And would Neil know that then with that roll?
He does
And
now.
Tell us what the language is.
He could,
I think it's
infer that it was a
pacing.
demon by the a demon specifically from the conversation or from the sorts of vulgarities being slung by the more divine being, but speaking in common.
Would you share that with us? Do you share that with us? Neil?
Yeah, so once I've kind of figured it out and pieced it together, I would openly
Well, you know,
explain that it does have some abilities that we are aware of, but there's some conflict
for
going on.
reasons I'm only beginning to understand, Neil. I seem to be able to understand Celestial. And I have tongues also. You wouldn't have to use the scroll.
The
think it
difficulty
would
is,
help.
unfortunately, that from my understanding and from what I can ascertain from the equipment, is that there is some sort of celestial force and some sort of demonic force that are actually fighting over control to try and possess older Ravengard, which means that not only is the crown itself possessed, or the headwear itself possessed, but they're actually trying to ascertain a control over him. Wasn't that lady in the chapel some sort of expert on possession?
I think so. Didn't we? She was some sort of exorcist or something. This sounds like something maybe that would be right up her alley, actually.
I mean,
Worth a
I
try.
would certainly agree, but my concern is, what if they come out of it and they're really big and very scary,
I
and
mean,
they eat somebody?
it's kind of what we're here for, maybe?
I mean, are they actually like in the crown, or is it just like Phoenix's shield where there's an essence in the shield?
Would I?
Is there like an actual little man in his
So-
shield?
Would I be able to
Okay,
ascertain
so-
if that is similar?
So your understanding is that Phoenix's shield does actually have the thing in it. Like, it lives in his shield. Like, the full thing. Whereas this seems to be like the spirit or embodiment of these
Oh.
creatures fighting over control.
So I would then explain that to you.
In which case, Raven's like, when we camp at night, could you start putting a blanket over your shield? That's just kind of creepy that there's somebody living in it.
At that point, you would hear in your voice it says, I do not need simple coverings would not stop me from observing you.
Doesn't make it any less
That's
creepy.
creepy.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know that's like a creepy look, right? It's like it's bad
Great.
vibes.
I don't have eyes. How
Phoenix
would
has
putting
a
something over
creepy
me? This
shield.
is simply logic.
Well, I mean,
I'm
but
confused
logic is
where you're
powerless in the
confused.
face of vibes, man.
So exorcist.
Humans, I swear.
Phoenix just looks around, seeing one singular human in the group.
He doesn't seem to distinguish between any other humanoids and humans. He's
Yeah,
racist
I mean,
against humanoids. They all
I
look
figured
the same
that's
to
how
him.
it was. Okay, I got it.
Anti-humanoid bigotry. You hate to see it.
I mean, he is a literal devil, so I
He is
guess
a literal
you know
devil.
we
Like,
can't put
Yeah.
much
if there's
past
any
him.
trait that we could apply to literal devils, bigotry would be one of them.
So, do we deduce that the screaming is the
Older Raven
guy?
Guard's voice.
And then tell me
Uh,
again what there's a divine voice, and we
This-
think that's in the
this-
crown.
There's some sort of fancy person and some sort of scary person,
Mhm.
and they're pardon the pun, duking it out over the Duke.
But you can understand one of them.
Well, yes, because one of them's speaking in common, but they're just arguing with each other.
Oh,
It's nothing
alright.
really of interest. It's not something I could figure out. The other one, I have no idea what that one's saying, but it don't sound friendly.
Well, so they're not really chit-chatting so much as the one guy is just screaming, and then it seems to be a fight between the other entity and the god. And the screams are very clearly older Raven Guards.
Like, he's
As you
not
can
having
hear-
a good time.
Yeah, as you can hear him muttering to himself something that you can't even comprehend. It doesn't make any sense under his breath, even in his current state. But when you delve into his mind, that's when you hear the screaming,
Hmm.
He's having
which
a
isn't
real
terribly
bad time.
fun, not gonna lie.
So it wouldn't do any good for me to like try to understand what the celestial voice is saying, or you don't even know
The
that
celestial
one of the
voice is speaking in common.
They are the ones speaking in common. Got it.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It is a celestial voice, as it is very clearly a divine being. Based on the connotation, you would assume that it is Torm, considering this is Torm's site. It's like if we are connoting things, then
Yeah.
Hmm.
And since it's a demon, it's abysmal and not infernal.
abyssal, but yes,
Abyssal.
correct. Which is why Neil could not understand it.
Yeah. I mean, the way I see it, we got a couple. There's not a lot we can do here. We could try burning that remove curse scroll, and all it costs us is the scroll we just got off this guy. Right?
But now remove curse is the thing that I have,
Yeah.
don't I?
Yes.
Maybe not.
But that costs
I
you a
mean,
spell slot, and this just casts this
Oh,
guy's
I
scroll
got-
trying to
I
help him.
understand.
Right? But if we don't want to do that, then we might as well just take him back to that exorcist lady and see if she can do something about it.
I'm not sure that a remove curse would be what we need here. This seems a little bit beyond removing curses.
And it would be terribly convenient for him to be carrying something that would solve the problem. You know, I mean, obviously they weren't in a position to stop and try and use it, so, you know, but it is sort of... I don't think we're that lucky. Because ain't nothing lucky happened to us so far.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I think that's the best
Yeah,
course of
we
action.
head back to the church.
Yeah.
You though Temperance, you do hear a voice in your head that says,
Oh, God.
I could solve this if you'd like.
Is this a voice that I recognize from before? That raspy.
Mhm.
What? How? And what's it gonna cost?
Oh, I am not a devil that makes deals. I could just do it, and then you would owe me a favor.
What kind of favor?
Haven't decided yet. I'll let you know when it comes up.
That feels like a bad idea. I'm gonna um
You
I-
You know that I can. Why would you allow yourself to have to deal with this unnecessarily?
because I don't trust you.
You hear a chuckle.
I don't trust you and I don't exactly know who you are.
Yes, you do.
I don't want to know. Temperance will turn to the others and say, so, I think there's someone that has definitely, there's not, I think, someone has definitely been talking to me since we've been down here, and I'm pretty sure I know who it is, and I'm trying to not think about it. They say they can fix this, and that I would owe them a favor.
Who's the they?
I'm pretty sure it's related to the dragon cult.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you're still in contact, but I have a question, which is like, is this a limited time deal, or if we go to the church and strike out with the exorcist, is that deal still on the table? You know what I mean?
That's a very good question. Can I think on it? I'm going to think real hard in the direction of that voice. Can I think on it and get back to you?
You don't hear anything.
Well, I'd say let's try our other options because I really don't want to owe a favor. If we can avoid it. Because I'm worried about what that favor would mean.
If the favor is make some lunch, then it's not too bad, but it's not likely that the favor is going to be to make lunch, unless that lunch is
that's an issue if she's
people's.
talking to a dragon, because we could end up being that lunch.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about, or that will be I will be anyway, dragged back. Dragged back.
dear. We wouldn't want you to sacrifice yourself. That's not the purpose of this.
Let's see if we can. Let's see if the exorcist lady can do something, and if she can't, then I'll see if I can get back in touch, because I really think that we need him and we need that helm. And I don't see a lot of other options.
I mean, to be fair, we kind of did come here for him.
True.
The fixing Elturel was, I guess, more of a side mission.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that him being crazy with a helm stuck on his head is not exactly what the goal would be, you know? Although, I suppose nobody was specific.
I mean, worst case scenario, we just take him back and then we pop him on his seat and just say, "Oh, I'm really sorry, he's a bit wonky." You know, that's always
If
an
there's
option.
an angel and a demon fighting inside his head and the demon wins, we really don't want to sit him on a seat of power.
That's all true, but also, do we even know how to get back at this point?
We do not.
I think that's part of the problem, is in order to get back, we kind of have to figure out how to free El Terrell. And I think that's kind of what we need the helm for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it gets more complicated by the moment.
Hmm.
And I think we're out of turkey sandwiches. As awful as they were. How much longer do we have, Neil?
How
Up the
do,
rope.
I mean, we're probably very shortly running out of time, but I, I have a serious question that we should probably think very carefully about. If we're running low on turkey sandwiches, how do we make more? I haven't seen one turkey since we came here.
That's a very good point.
Well, there's probably food somewhere around. It's just going to be
There's,
awful.
I don't know, infernal chickens.
An infernal chicken.
Better than an
I've heard
external
stories.
chicken, if you know what I mean.
Better in than out.
Does
Sorry.
Minotaur class as beef?
That's a really interesting question.
That sounds like a metaphysical
That we can debate
question.
on the way back to the church.
Yeah, it's
And it's also kind of moot because we didn't really bring any
that's
with
true.
us. Maybe next time.
I've tried many different things in the past. Minotaur isn't one of them.
You've packed a lot of living into your short little life there, Neil.
Isn't
Beginning
he
to think your
technically
life is not
older
as
than
short
almost
as I
all of
thought.
us?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm older than all of you. I mean, in comparison to most goblins, yes, I am older than pretty much everybody here.
I had no idea.
I mean, I am sort of. I'm not like an ancient for a dwarf, but I'm, past my prime, as it were.
I mean,
Pretty sure we all have different lifespans.
The difficulty is with goblins is that actually that we don't have particularly short lifespans. It's that, unfortunately, goblins are not exactly the most clever. And the vast majority of times they either get stabbed or stomped on or killed by other goblins, or they eat some dodgy meat.
Minotaur?
I'm going to use the word meat because I don't think discussing what goblins generally eat is really appropriate.
Well, I think that's kind of sad. But
I
I'm
think we
glad
should
that
make sure
you
Neil
haven't.
doesn't start looking at us weird.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about that. But I'm glad that you haven't done any of those things or had any of those things done to you, and that you're here with us now.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that nobody didn't try. And also, Raven, I've never eaten tiefling.
Good to know.
Now, dwarf, on the other hand. Oh, sorry.
I think that's kind of what Neil was inferring at that point in time. He hasn't eaten tiefling.
Probably a bit spicy.
I think once again, somewhat not paying that much attention to the conversation. I think Venice burps and scratches his ass.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. Neil's just walking along and note clocks this while talking about food. Now, some goblins would probably call that extra flavor, and that's why goblins die.
Mm-hmm.
And points at Phoenix.
I would imagine Phoenix would probably be more pickled or fermented.
That's actually probably more accurate. Yeah.
He's certainly pickled.
Pickled.
That we can confirm. Anyway.
Casually
so I
walking
assume
back
you
to the
guys are
church,
starting to
talking
move
about
back,
eating
yeah.
other species.
And the time
Took a
passes
turn.
rather quickly, as luckily you were able to the most You are still a bit off-put by walking through the graveyard of dozens or hundreds of undead, but it doesn't take you all that long until you are back in the catacombs underneath the High Hall. As you start making your way back the way you came, you do notice it is a good bit more crowded in here, as it seems like your plan to funnel more people down here has been at least marginally successful. Zevlor and Faria are over here giving instructions, trying to settle the new people in, yada, 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 yada. They do seem to be very busy. Faria doing so a little more graciously than Zevlor. But Zevlor isn't unkind, just militaristic as he is wont to be.
I'm gonna step up to the lady and kind of, without garnering much attention, and kind of whisper that we need help with something.
As you tap her back, she goes, oh, sorry. Oh, heavens above, I'm so sorry. Oh, you're back. Oh, did you find Older Ravengard?
Yes.
Oh, good. Bring him here. Let me talk to him. Or is he dead?
No.
Oh, okay, excellent. Then let's talk to him. Zevlor! What is it? What do you need? Oh, they found Older Ravengard, and you see a little...
We don't, it's not...
Stifle.
What's that? Oh, okay.
Our mission was not an unambiguous success.
Yeah.
They kind of make their way up here to you guys, be like, well, what may I ask happened?
Fennec sort of like tips him down onto the ground. He doesn't like flop him, but he sort of just like sets him down.
We found Elderguard, and we found the helm. They just happen to be attached.
Zevlor just says, well, that would be an issue.
Don't know how to unattach.
Faria kind of looks down, puts her hand on her. You see her uttering some words in Celestial. So Bonnie, you would hear it as a prayer to Torm, and she would go, oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Oh, gods above, this is not good. Oh my.
It's very not good.
Words you want to hear a senior cleric muttering.
Is there anything you could do?
Well, I think as I mentioned before, I am an expert in possession. And there is a ritual that we could attempt, I think.
What's the likelihood of success?
More than none, which is the chances of him recovering in this state.
Better question is, what's the cost?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask.
Well, we have to go back up to the main room.
Oh.
You see, I would need to be up in the Hall of Heroes by Torm's fist.
It's been a minute. Did we leave something up in that main room?
Yeah, you had some random dudes. The druid who pissed himself, and
forgot about those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then the druid didn't piss himself. It was the other guy who pissed himself.
Yeah, it was the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question. There's more people here now than when we left. Did they come from upstairs, or did they get in here some other way?
No, they came from upstairs. It seems like they had mentioned that you had directed them here. Is that true, or have we been letting secret demons in our midst? I must admit, we were rather quick to accept them, as they seemed to be sincere.
They have like holy water here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in like all these pools, right?
Yes.
Well, okay, so just as like a general operating procedure, maybe scoop up some of that holy water and flick it at people as they're coming in. Just, you'll find out.
Excellent idea, actually.
Second thing.
And she pulls over someone, and she just give them a little sprinkle of it. And if anyone starts screaming in agony, maybe that would be a problem.
There is also another option. You could just use magic detection spells.
Well, we are trying to save our spells for healing, and if there are none here, which I do not think there are, it's maybe either way. We don't have time. We need to get moving on this. The longer we wait, the more entrenched this battle will become, and the more endangered his life will be.
Well, we'd better do it then. The one question that I have, dear, and I wouldn't want any harm to come to you, is is this a ritual that would pull the demon out and it might want to go somewhere else?
Luckily, the demon's not physically here, at least yet. It seems to be that this is, there must be a demonic portal somewhere that is allowing its spirit to connect, and this crown is keeping the portal open.
Oh.
So
How so?
You see Baphomet, who I believe is attempting to use Torm's sight to...
The crown, not the crowd. I thought you meant the crowd of people. I was real confused. What do these peasants have to do with it?
Helm.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just misheard you.
No, sorry. You must be a little drunk.
Yeah,
You see,
I got beer in my ears.
That's why you
See,
need to
that's the
wash
issue.
your
He's only a
ears.
little drunk. He needs to be more drunk.
That's fair.
But also, in your process of flicking holy water at people, you might want to make sure somebody standing next to the person flicking the water or the person flicking the water is anyone in here who's most remotely capable of fighting something if it turns out to be, not human. I know you're short on them, but I'm just saying.
Noted. Well, we don't have time, so hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll take care of that when we get back. All right, quickly, through, up the stairs! And she just starts moving that way and points to you. Grab the floppy one, as she points to older Ravengard.
It's now a terrible time to tell you that we found him right next to a portal into
The abyss.
Yeah.
You can't really say
would check
hell, because,
No, we're already in hell.
Exactly.
No, that would check out, actually.
Oh, also there
Someone
was
going to close a portal.
Yeah.
Or at least try.
Yes, would that help, or you said that this is
I don't think it would make any
keeping
difference.
it
The helm
open.
is keeping it open.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
He'll just have to settle for keeping anything from coming through the portal until we can get it closed.
I mean, he probably
Really?
won't die, right? He seemed
He seems pretty capable.
decent at not dying.
Just in case he does die, does anyone have any kind of capability to stop that from happening?
Well, I might.
Just the healing that I've picked up. Nothing beyond that.
Also, if the
Yes,
helmet's
I
keeping it
do.
open, then maybe if we deal with the thing holding onto the helmet, it'll shut. But who knows? Not me.
That's No, I
Needless
just
to
had a
say, we're
lesson.
following after her.
Trudge.
As we're kind of following along, I'm gonna kind of like lean up towards Temperance, assuming we're probably somewhere near the back. Didn't the guy in that room say that he was gonna kill whoever opened the portal? Because I think we just figured out that it was Older Ravengard that opened the portal.
Well, he did say that, but luckily we left him behind, and we don't know. I mean, maybe it was, but
He had a rather large amount of undead following him.
I think maybe if we just focus on us having closed it, and perhaps we can conceal our knowledge of how it might have opened.
we don't know that it was Older Ravengard.
Let's just be prepared.
What he doesn't know won't hurt Ravengard.
Okay. So you guys make your way up. She says, do you still have some of that holy water?
Yes.
Good. And we also need a symbol of courage and self-sacrifice. Do you have anything that may suffice for that? Otherwise, I might have another idea.
Courage.
I have an idea. As
to
Neil
you.
takes off one of his badges and hands it over.
Oh.
She looks at it and says, is this a symbol of your courage and self-sacrifice?
It certainly is.
She nods. This will do then. And then you guys make your way back through the catacombs, up the little stairs, through the open hand, and up north to the desecrated symbol of Torm here. You hear her go, oh, this is disgusting. We need to reconsecrate this. Please help me clear the viscera. As she starts to like just literally swipe the viscera off with her hand.
I'll just cast prestidigitation and start clearing it away.
Yes,
Bonnie
and that
will-
does a pretty good job. Although some parts where you see a very clean organ with no blood on it, but still there. So
I'll just like.
Yeah.
Fenix, as you all started magicking it away, Fenix had started to unbuckle the shield to like scoop the stuff off. But then seeing that you were doing this, like, oh, I guess I don't really have to do that. Puts it back on.
Yeah, I'll just elementalism with some water and kind of wash it away.
Yes. Some of that holy water, please.
Okay. I have 3 flasks. How many does she need?
Only one.
Okay.
And you'll see her kind of sprinkle the holy water back on it. And as it is reconsecrated, you see kind of a flash of bluish light and a light blue glow that hums over it. Good. Their power. Good to see that Torm's power is still great here. Please, lay him on the table. Lay him on the altar. Surround yourself. Zevlor's kind of looking at, all right, Zevlor looks and says, I'm going to go make sure that there's nothing else in here as he starts to walk off.
I don't seem to have control of Fenix's new token, incidentally.
This keeps happening. Okay, that's really weird. Okay, hold on.
I don't quite know where my token is. I'm not seeing it.
Oh, okay. We'll get it fixed here. Represents character. Fenix Brightgrin.
Aha, there we go.
Alright, let me pull Neil back on here too.
Oh yeah, this was the session that I was away.
And that's why. Okay. Well, at least I know why.
Yeah.
I didn't just forget you for no reason.
No, I wasn't here for this one.
Okay, there you go. You're back now. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. You see her take her place right there. Everyone else go ahead and navigate yourselves around the table.
Okay.
I think I would follow Bonnie and just say, can I stay with you?
Yeah. Lulu is gonna say, I'm gonna float above him. Make sure that he's safe from above. Pariah gives her a little pat.
Oh,
Ah.
sorry.
Okay. Alrighty. With that, hold on. Where's Raven?
Raven went down by the hand.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
You were
That's
just,
not the
checking
altar,
out.
Raven.
Wrong altar. Wrong altar.
All right.
Okay. And you'll see her take the little badge and put it in older Ravengard's hand as he kind of clasps it instinctively. She's going to take some water and drip it over him, and you're going to see her start uttering a prayer. he's going to start writhing, and the screams, Neil, that you heard in your his head are now coming out of his mouth as he screams bloody murder in a language you don't understand. Faria is chanting in a language that most of you don't understand. Bonus Mom, Bonnie, you understand it as Celestial and as a prayer to Torm in Celestial, as she is praying over that. And all of a sudden, you see this black mist start to rise from his body. And like tendrils start to reach out towards you. And we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Alrighty, of course. All right, gang, we'll be back here in 10 minutes. It is 8:26 Eastern, so that'll be 8:36 Eastern. We will see you in a few. Okay, gang, sorry about that abrupt return, but we are back. And Robbie, take it away.
We are moving into something we haven't done in a hot minute, a skill challenge.
Oh, God.
Oh.
All right, skill challenges are a mechanic from 4th edition that has been brought back to life in 5e, which I am quite happy about. Now, I am going to have the skill challenge rules up here because, let's see, where is it? Because it is a little bit different, but more or less it is, will operate the way that I ran it, luckily. So, let's see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yes. So, the skill challenges exist, and so what is going to happen is that, we are going to go. You guys can pick the order you would like to go in. That is not a problem. People can go in any order you would like. However, there are 2 rules. Well, 3 rules. You are going to pick what you are going to do to help this situation. And how you will let, and one of the main things I want to know is exactly how this will be helping, basically. So, for example, if you say, I want to roll a perception check, I'm going to say, cool, why? How is a perception check helping in this particular moment? You could say, I want to make sure the coast is clear. And I'm like, okay, roll a perception check. Or you might say, I want to cast a spell, or whatever it is you want to do, which will lead to that skill check. It should correspond to one of the skills in the middle of your character sheet there. The only 2 rules about which ones you can use, aside from having to make sure that they actually, you know, if you say, I want to use an athletics check, and I'm like, why? And you're like, I don't know, I just want it. I'm going to have to tell you no. But otherwise, the only rule is you cannot use the one as the person before you, and you cannot use the same one that you used last round. So if Phoenix does an athletics check on round 1, and round 2, he cannot use an athletics check again. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. With that, oh, this is so bright. My face is so blown out with this white screen in front of me. With that, it is 10 successes or 10 failures to a result. You do not know what the DC is yet, but you will figure that out along the way.
Okay.
With that, this black spirit has its tendrils moving out towards you. Who would like to do something, and what would they like to do?
I would like to use an athletics check.
2.
Because I wanna.
Okay. If you can tell me why, I will happily
No,
let you.
I'm just trolling. I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, anyone that has a serious answer, please take the pressure off me now.
I'm here for it.
I've done my joke, and I need to bail.
Can I cast like Gust and try to use that to push the tendrils away?
Absolutely. Make a spell casting check. It'd be the same as like Guiding Bolt or Fire Bolt.
Okay, we'll use Ray of Frost because
Yes.
that's what I've got in front of me.
Is it something that will push him away? You started by saying you were going to push him away.
Yeah,
push
like
the spirit away, not
push the-
not older Raven Guard.
Right.
yeah.
Okay. You're to try to push the black spindle spirit away. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with gust. So I got a 23.
Okay, that's certainly a success. If it wasn't, you should be extremely worried. Um,
I want to
yes,
go
that is-
next.
oh, hold on
do
one
you
second.
pick? I
So
thought
that
you
is,
said-
you will pick. It just can't be a spell casting check. So you can do anything except for a spell casting check. Now,
Okay.
so yes, you see as the gust of wind does seem to be fighting a little bit against that, and that is a success. It is you have made it harder for it to do its job. Bonnie, what would you like to do?
Bonnie would like to know then if, with the DM and the new rules and the whatever, and I just leveled up, does he move far enough away that Bonnie could do magic circle?
That takes a minute to cast.
Oh, phooey! It was going to be beautiful.
It was a great
Good shout.
idea. It was a really great idea.
Really good idea.
Okay, then you know what? I think that Bonnie starts to prepare that in the hope that as things continue and people seem away.
So this is technically an initiative order, which means in 60 turns, you'll be good.
Oh, God, never mind. Oh, darn it. I get a good thing and then I can't use it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Then Bonnie
It's
doesn't want to
okay.
go next. Back to the drawing board.
Folks
All
at
right.
home,
Who would like to go next? and
folks
what
at
would you
home,
like to
pour
do?
one out for the spells that didn't make it.
Sadness.
You hate to see it.
You do hate to see it. Who would like to go next, and what would you like to do? Anyone but but Temperance.
I will do a religion check, and she's going to pull her father's holy symbol out from under her shirt and start praying to Helm.
All right, you're going to ask for Helm's guidance to help this. Absolutely, make that religion check.
17?
17 is a success. Yeah, and you feel as that Helm's presence here as he starts to help out a little bit. Okay. Hold on, my sheet got all wonky. You have 2 successes. Yes, so you can feel Helm's presence at the moment, although maybe not there with you physically. You can feel the thing start to fight back, have to fight a little bit stronger in order to reach out as its tendrils start to wrap around you all, and you feel the cold touch. Okay. All right. All right, someone else.
What kind of shape is the elder, the guy in? What kind of shape is he in?
He's doing okay for now, at least he seems to be. At least as well as a partially coherent, babbling, screaming man can be.
But he doesn't look physically damaged.
No more so than before.
Doesn't mean to say that using a healing spell couldn't work towards
That
the checks, though.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, Robbie, is that
So
right?
that would be a spell casting check, which we've already had this round.
All
I
right.
thought the-
Okay, so within the round, we
That
can't.
was
I thought the
round
rule, yeah.
before.
I-
Yes, never mind.
Yeah, because
That was 2
Temperance did a
people ago,
spell,
though.
but then Raven did a religion check, so I think spell's
Religion.
back on the table.
Correct.
So if
So
you're
yes, it
wanting
is
to
back
do
on
a
the table
spell
if you would like to
casting
do
check
that.
with some sort of healing, Bonnie, then
Yeah.
that would be something that would add towards.
You could absolutely do that if you want to try to heal him. You would still need to expend a spell slot, but you would be welcome to do that and go ahead and roll that spell casting check.
Cure wounds. Bonnie's gonna but can she do? Is there something I'm looking at that would make me think that I could do that? You see what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
Yeah, no, if you think it will help,
Okay, being
it's
afraid.
only going to succeed if you roll high enough. Let me tell you,
Okay.
as long as it is a reasonable thing, I will tell you no, you can't do that if no, you can't do that.
Okay, well, looking at him and knowing that now this is happening and now it's taking on another, we want to keep him alive till we figure the thing out.
Yeah.
Bonnie casts Cure Wounds.
All right, go ahead and roll that spell casting check.
So spell casting check for you, bonus mom. If you go on to the
Yeah.
spell page, it'll be. Can you see where it says spell attack and +7?
Well, you
in the
could
top
also just
middle?
roll Guiding Bolt or Eldritch Blast. It'd be the same.
Okay.
Just to keep it a little simpler. Sorry to cut you off, Cam.
Okay. I rolled a 17, but Bonnie rolled a 17.
That's a success. Okay.
So that's it. I
With-
don't have to actually roll healing. This is not in a
Nope.
skill check. Okay, gotcha.
I would have let you do it if he needed the healing, like mechanically, like if he was dying, but this is just to pass the check. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. With that, yeah, as you see, the black tendrils shimmer a little bit and seem to recoil from the healing as Bonnie casts some healing into it. We're 3 successes in. Okay, we still need Fiddix and Neil.
I would like to. See, this is a little bit difficult because obviously we've got the spell casting as such. I was going to ask if there was any possibility I could do an Arcana check
Sure.
to try and essentially. I want to try and essentially establish whether my projected shield, whether I can force that out in a non-reactionary.
Yeah, go for it. Make that
In
Arcana
a
check.
non-reactionary way.
Yeah, to figure out how you might be able to use that shield. I'll count
Yeah.
that as I'll count that. Go for it.
That would be 23 total.
Once again, when the 23 doesn't succeed, you have bigger problems than whatever it is you were just doing. That is certainly a success. Yeah, you are pretty sure that that is absolutely a reasonable thing. The Arcane Ward is a very flexible tool, and you might be able to make that success. It's probably, it is something I will make you roll for, but it is certainly
Would that
a
be?
thing
Can
that
I
could
just double check?
reasonably
Would that
be
be a
achieved.
spell check? If
It would be a spell casting check.
Yeah. Okay.
Anytime you're casting a spell or using magic, I will make you use a spell casting check, no matter what that spell may be.
Thank you very much.
So, just
Okay.
mechanically, that's how I would do that. So, this is where you might want to keep in mind amongst you guys. Be like, okay, I want
Yeah.
to make sure that I jump in now because if I go, then Bonnie might go and want to use a spell or yada yada.
Right.
Yada.
So since Bonnie did a spellcasting check, I have kind of 2 different ideas. One is if he's like convulsing and flopping around, like just trying to hold him down and hold him steady so
sure.
he doesn't fall off the altar, I feel like would be athletics.
yeah, that would be athletics. You're welcome to do that.
All right. I'm going to give it a whirl. Phew! That's a 19 plus 5 for a 24.
Jeez, yeah. So you're able
Wow.
to very successfully hold him down in a way that is not physically damaging to him. You remember the holds they taught you in guard school as you go ahead as you get him down and safely secure him as he does try to do that. But I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh, no.
Oh boy. Oh, I forgot to change my dice.
Oh, no.
I also have a question. So in that scenario, was Neil's Arcana check counted as a success, or does he still need to do a
No,
spellcasting
count as a
check?
success.
Okay.
Nope, you're 5 successes in.
Okay, sorry.
Nope.
Okay.
I consider knowledge on how to help is still considered a success in terms of this.
Bonnie
Okay.
rolled a 7.
I also rolled a 7.
Excellent.
Well,
17 for Neil.
Sorry, I'm working on it.
I can tell you.
Is this
I can tell you that
poison?
both-
Probably
it
not,
is
right?
not poison.
Okay.
No. Both Bonnie and Temperance have failed, as you may have imagined.
14.
Success. Okay. Only the 2 of you need to deal with that. And as the 2 of you are struck by this, you will both take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Can I
As
use my
this-
reaction
You certainly can.
to project my wards immediately onto Bonnie as soon as I see her about to take damage?
Absolutely. How
Um,
much can you reduce it by?
You said 8 points of damage.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm reducing that to 0 points of damage.
Okay. Bonnie will not take any damage from that. Sorry, Temperance, you will still take the 8 points of necrotic damage as these
That's
tendrils start to
okay.
wrap themselves around you, and you can feel the life force drain out of you as it starts to grip you tighter and tighter and tighter. It seems to be gripping all of you, but those are the only 2 that it really affected.
Neil
It was
just
interesting. Neil, what
squeals.
does your arcane ward look like? I believe this is the first time you've used it.
So it's not physically visible as a visible entity, but you would essentially see just this kind of weird, kind of like almost as if what you're looking at, you know, like when you're looking at a road and the heat and the haze, and it kind of goes on a weird shift. You essentially, rather than seeing around Bonnie go hazy, you see Bonnie actually just seems to like just like haze, as if she's not actually there, but she is. But she's got this like very weird kind of, it's time manipulation. So
Love it.
She is actually like phasing in and out of existence, essentially.
Love
But
that.
he just
Cool.
squeals, and just you see this kind of like he's trying to focus on Ulda, hears her, and just straight off.
All
And then I
right.
would reach out and grab Bonnie's hand and make sure she's all right.
He pats his hand back.
Love it. Free action. Just like crying is a free action, so is thanking your neighbor. Okay. Excellent. All right. We are moving on to the next round. The DC has gone up.
No.
You guys don't know what that DC is because no one has failed yet.
No.
Okay.
Lovely.
With that, let's go. Who would like to go first this round? Anyone can go. You cannot use what you used last time or what the person before you used, so you cannot use athletics or whatever you used last round. You can go
So
first.
did we notice that when Bonnie used Cure Wounds that there was a different effect on the tendrils?
Yeah, you would have noticed that the Cure Wounds
Okay.
seemed to have a negative impact on that. In fact, it did have... this is a side thing, but Raven, go ahead and roll me a religion check. This doesn't count towards your skill DC, but we'll see if you know this. The good news is this is also
14?
much lower. 14's gonna do it, yeah. Doesn't, again, not towards the skill challenge, but you would know evil entities are very often harmed by healing spells.
Okay. In that
Which
case,
is a mechanic that they have brought back in this new update. Anyway, continue.
I am going to use Land's Aid Healing.
Okay.
So you're going to watch as in the chamber that we're in, rose bushes start growing with thorns and a mix of red and black roses. And I need the entity to roll Constitution save.
Thank you, but no, it's just a spellcasting check for us. All
okay.
spells you cast are going to count as a spellcasting
Well, in that
check for the
case-
purposes of this.
Yeah.
So go ahead and you can roll a, guiding bolt, a shillelagh attack, whatever.
Okay. And then it damages the thing and takes the damage and heals the dude.
Theoretically,
Weird.
but it doesn't actually do any of that because
Yeah.
it's skill challenge. Go ahead and roll that.
You said shillelagh, right?
Yeah, shillelagh should be the same.
You have to find it first.
It's a
There you are.
shillelagh.
18.
18 is still a success. You guys are trucking through despite everything. Okay, as you see, the rose petals seem to purse their light into this, and it is not very happy with that at all. Okay. And that does count as another success. We are 6 successes in and no failures. You guys have done better than I even expected. Okay.
I can
would
try
like to go
and
next?
maybe jump in here
Go for it.
to free up one of the. Of course, the other
Athletics,
spellcasters
no
have both used
spellcasting,
spells,
which
so
you don't have to worry about it.
yeah. What I was gonna think is if I've just got him like held down, that and everyone else is doing all this chanting and spellcasting. Phoenix feels like because that other guy was like, "Hey, we devils are real sensitive to when there's demonic stuff happening in hell." Phoenix would just sort of like to look around and pay attention and make sure that we aren't like drawing devils to us that are gonna attack us. If that makes sense. So that
like
he's
a
attempting to
perception
use a
check to me.
perception check on that, but
Yep, that
that's sort of
sounds
the...
like that works. Go for it. And I'll say you're still holding him down. I can't think of any reason you wouldn't be doing that.
That's a 15.
15 barely succeeds.
All right, everyone. I think the DC's 15-ish.
Okay. You look around. You seem to be in the clear. You know Zevlor was also going to look, and he hasn't come running back, so that is a good sign. Okay.
I've got... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so after me projecting that ward out, I drag it back to me, and I'm going to force my arcane ward onto the Raven Guard.
Okay.
And I'm going to...
Spellcasting check.
Yeah, I'm going to drop 4 of my points. I'm not going to drop all of them, but I'm going to drop 4.
You can only drop one of them if you want. It's the same mechanically.
I'm dropping 1 then. Spellcasting check, which for me is... oh, jeez. Chromatic Orb? Yeah?
That's fine. Yeah, Chromatic Orb should be fine.
Yeah. That is a 26.
Damn, we're rolling
you,
fire
yeah.
out here.
Nice.
They seem to have taken the buttons away where we could actually just press spell attack.
Yeah,
that's
you
annoying.
used to be able to just click where it says spell attack, but you can't now. It's very
Yeah.
strange.
That's annoying.
That is annoying.
Okay.
I have an idea. I would like to look at Varia and just see if she needs any help, is looking tired, is there
Sounds like
anything I can do to
insight
support
check.
that? Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Go
thinking.
for it.
Speed. Oh, that's only a 12.
That is not a success. She is so hyper fixated on this. You cannot get a read on her whatsoever, and you're not sure you would know what to do even if you couldn't.
Oh, time to change my dice again.
Okay.
Okay, so we're
Alrighty.
down to Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie and Neil. Nope, just
No,
Bonnie.
Oh, Neil,
Just
that is
Bonnie?
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bonnie has been frantically searching through her bag of goodies to see if there was anything in there, even one little bite of turkey sandwich she could, try to feed somebody to make them healthier. But she also has a bottle of holy water, and I think that thinking about the whole thing and that it's holy, whatever, she's going to take her bottle of holy water out and throw it at the crowd.
Sounds like a religion check to me.
Okay. Not Bonnie's high suit, but she's trying. Oh, Bonnie rolled an 18.
18.
Nice.
That's a
Very
success.
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I did forget the last important component to this, which is natural 20s are 2 successes and natural 1s are 2 failures. So luckily that hasn't come into play yet, but
And how
Yes.
many of these are we looking for?
you only need
And
one more
total, we need
success.
one. more
Wait,
success.
no. Neil rolled a nat 20 on his first check.
Did you,
That
Neil?
Arcana, yeah, that
Yes, he
that
did.
Arcana
Yes,
check was
he
in fact a
did.
nat 20. I mean,
Then
we
that
all
is
missed
our
it.
No.
final.
We can
No,
reload.
Yeah, you did. You got a 30
Okay.
on that.
no,
Yeah.
that was checking the crown.
Well, but he counted that as a success.
No, that was checking
Oh
the
wait.
crown.
was
Oh
before
yeah,
the
you're
document
right.
check.
You're right. No,
Before
you're
this.
right. You're
That
right.
was
You're
before
right.
the
You got a
religion.
23.
My
My
first
bad,
doc.
gang.
So we need one
I went too far back. You're right.
Dang. Okay.
I am a failure.
No, you're not.
Who would like to go? The DC has been raised yet one more time. Hopefully for the final time.
Okay, well, I just went. I'm sorry.
Anyone can go. You just can't do a religion check or whatever you did last time.
Which I think was a spell check for you, bonus mom.
Nope, she
Yeah,
just made
so-
the religion check.
Yeah,
I know, but before that, I think it
This
was a
would
spell
count
check.
as but this would count as last round, which was the religion check.
Well, I don't have anything else. I'm sorry. I don't have any more holy water. If anybody else saw what I did with the holy water, but
I mean, I have holy water, but my religion, if it's a religion check, my religion skill's not great.
No, you
so.
couldn't do a religion check because it's what
Right.
she just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. so we couldn't do
And my
religion.
last round was a spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I guess I could do another. Let me look what I got here.
I don't think there's anything in the alchemy jug that can help us out. Vinegar's purifying. Would that help?
Just give him booze, just like you
Yeah.
used to give whiskey.
I can just
I
put
mean,
vinegar under his nose like smelling salts. Hey, wake up.
I could do. I have a spell called Prayer of Healing that I could
That
do.
takes a minute to cast.
Oh, it actually takes 10 minutes to cast. Never mind.
Even better. Oh yeah, because that's
Better.
the specific reason that we don't have 15-minute short rest anymore is because of that spell.
Yeah.
I have
I
an idea
Okay.
of something that I mean, this is a real stretch, Robbie. This is a real stretch. But I don't.
All right,
but
that's
hope
what I
you're
say
here
to
for
my
it.
dog every time. Big stretch.
Big stretch.
Big stretch. I would like to make a sleight of hand check. Okay? Sounds odd.
Okay.
I want to make a sleight of hand check because what I want to do is I want to try and see if there's a section of the helm or crown that I can loop just a rope onto, ready to just pull it away from him the second it stops.
That would be a survival check, tying a knot.
Oh, it's tying, not survival. Oh, I thought
Mhm.
it was sleight of hand.
Nope, knot tying is explicitly exactly.
Damn.
Actually, one of the examples of a survival
Okay.
check.
Damn.
Well, I take that back
I-
entirely because I wouldn't.
I have a +7 in survival.
You could do that if you'd like to.
You want me to? All right.
Raven came up with this incredible idea.
No.
Could have just
All
yelled over
by
and heard it.
themselves.
Could have just
Neil-
suggested
Good
it.
at that.
Yeah.
Neil shouts out the idea, and I follow through.
Go for it.
19.
As you see, she ties a quick overhand knot around it. And as the black, you see her getting ready to yank it off. And all of a sudden, you hear the prayer come to a fever pitch. And all of a sudden, it bursts. And the crown, the helm falls off its head. And you see him shake. What has happened here? Where am I?
Well, boss, all your boys are dead. Some minotaurs killed them. You put a thing on your head. It tried to eat your brain or something, I guess. And we fixed it. You're welcome.
Can I sneak the helm into Neil's bag of holding?
Yes. You certainly can.
Oh, and bonus mom, you have inspiration now
Oh, thank
from
you.
the chat.
Yes. And Alder Ravengard kind of sits up and he holds his hand and says, "That was horrifying. Oh. Gods be good. I'm thankful I made it out alive. I assume that was thanks to you." He looks around at what was obviously a ritual being done.
Yeah.
Well,
Are we
tell
still
us.
in hell?
Yes.
We are. And can you tell us how you happen to have that crown on your head?
Well, I put on the helm, you see. I thought that maybe I could that Torm would grant me visions. And he did. They were
Oh?
just clouded. The battle raging in the background, warped things. Although I did see I saw her. He points up to Lulu.
Oh?
Yes. I saw her. She was next to this beautiful woman in full armor, wearing the crest and colors of Elturel, grasping this beautiful longsword. This... it's hard to tell, but she was steaming with the blood that she'd obviously just killed Minnie. It was about that time when an enormous demon came to kill her. You watched her as she plunged the sword into the ground, while the elephant made this trumpet sound. the demon was hurled backwards as, building up from the ground, this enormous alabaster palace started to rise around it. The winged elephant creature flew away as into the fly as this huge pustule scab started to encapsulate the palace. And then the next thing I saw was the winged creature again, having two odd creatures, kind of like you, and he points to Neil. Two goblins, yes, that were dressed in weird patchwork armor, standing next to some sort of, it looked like a wagon, a vehicle of some sort. And then, at that point, Lulu goes, "What? I remember. I remember that. I didn't know that I remembered that. Her most loyal Hell Rider, Yael, took the sword and plunged it into the rock. And I used everything in my body, all of the goodness I knew, to shield it. That's all I remember. But I remember doing that."
Lulu, when was this? Where was this?
It must have been, I don't know. I don't know. I remember most things after I got back from hell, but my things from here are just so... Oh. So,
How long ago?
Fuzzy, I remember... No, I remember. I met the two of them. The two goblin creatures were named Chukka and Clonk. And they took me to... Yeah, Fort Knucklebone! That's where they took me. The Infernal War Machine shop at Fort Knucklebone. And you see, all of a sudden, she zips directly out of the cathedral. She starts literally just flying full speed out towards the doors.
Lulu, stop, wait.
She's not. She's going full speed.
Should we follow
We should
her?
probably follow the holy elephant.
Well, what do we do
Damn it.
about?
And then as she gets out, she's standing. Remember that the High Hall is at the zenith of the city. It's at the high point. She points her trunk out in the distance, says, "There! Fort Knucklebone is over there!"
Like in El Terrell or like
No.
past?
Miles outside the city. But it's there, and if you look on the ridge, you can see in the distance this splotch of gray-black metal in the direction she's pointing.
But not in El Terrell, like down, like
No,
away.
on the surface of hell.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That sword has to be the key to it. It must have been that.
The key to what? Exactly. I still don't understand what the sword has anything to do with this.
I don't know, but it had. I know that it's important. I remember it. I had to protect it. I remember. I was ready to die to protect that sword.
And the sword is there at Fort Knucklebone?
No, it's not. But maybe those creatures that found me might know something more.
Goblins.
Yes,
The,
goblins.
The Hell Riders, they were formed by the goddess that turned, right?
Correct.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay,
Angel,
so
but
when
yes.
she says her most loyal Hell Rider, at the time
She would
the
have been
goddess,
an angel.
the angel was still divine.
Correct.
So she worked for that angel.
Correct.
So okay.
What was the name again of the Hell Rider?
Yael. Y-A-E-L.
Y-A-E-L. Thank you.
And so this all happened while she was good.
And the name of the goddess again? Because I can't find it in my or the angel.
Zariel.
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 Yeah. The Archdevil. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, Kaylee, Little Nugget sent you a roll a hit die so you can roll one of your hit die to get some health back.
To do that right now. Thank you, Nugget.
And Mighty Lad sent another inspiration for Reese, so I don't know if you want to try and track that.
Okay.
So Reese does have, if you look on the screen, wait, which direction is it?
Yeah,
that direction.
I might need to.
So see this little dice. This side. If this dice is filled in, if there is a dice here, it means we've already got inspiration.
That means everybody has it.
If this heart is here, that means you can give us a hit die.
We should probably make that the same.
Yeah.
Anyway. So.
But thank you.
I tried to refund your points, Matt. That hopefully that worked.
Okay. So.
Okay.
So
Baldur
you mean to tell me
kind of
that
stumbles out to meet you. He's a little frazzled, but he's just listening and not saying anything.
So you mean to tell me that there's goblins in hell?
Well, I mean, there's goblins everywhere.
I mean, we do.
I mean, you're in hell, so definitionally there would be at least a goblin in hell.
She's got you there.
I mean, I kind of thought I might have been the first goblin in hell, but I guess not.
By the way you were describing them, it sounds like a lot of goblins are in hell.
Yeah, I don't know if you were a particularly religious goblin, but do goblins have their own hell? Because if not, they probably just end up down here with the rest of us, right?
Oh, let's see. Hold on. I gotta check.
I'm actually intrigued whether goblins
make a religion check while
Actually, you know what? Goblin hell is just the plane of order.
Oh my god!
And that's a hill I'm prepared to die on.
Goblin hell is just Detroit, or not Detroit, Dayton.
23.
Okay.
That is a 23. That is
Maglubiet, who is the goblin god, is lawful evil. Therefore, all goblins would go to hell if they are the standard goblin.
So actually, hell is goblin heaven.
So the majority of goblins would be in hell.
Wouldn't that just even out to be going to goblin heaven if their god is evil?
Kind of, except it still sucks.
Yeah.
So, since Older Ravengard had this vision, Temperance will turn to him. So you had this vision before you got possessed, or
I was possessed.
How do we know that this came from Torm and not from whoever was fighting Torm for you?
I guess it could have, but how? It is called the Helm of Sight, or what is it?
Torm Sight?
Torm Sight?
Yeah, Torm Sight. I just have a feeling.
Well, there's got to be some accuracy if Lulu's having memories of it.
That's true.
Yeah,
and it sounds like at one point in time.
I remember all the things he said now.
Our elephant friend served Zariel.
Looks like I may have been in there somewhere.
But before
How did you end up in hell the first time?
Evil.
Yeah, that's my question.
That's a good question. Yes, how long ago was that?
I don't know. I know how long ago that Chukka and Clonk found me. That was about 3 years ago. Because I've been with I've been in the tower for 2 years.
Okay.
And we're talking like the fall of this angel would have been millennia ago, or
At least
centuries.
centuries,
at
I
least.
think, right?
I do have another small retcon. Apparently, goblins go to Acheron, the
I was just
plane of
looking at it.
infinite battle.
The eternal
Ooh.
battlefield.
Yeah, the eternal battlefield.
So that's Goblin
Although I'm
Heaven,
sure there are some in hell as
Then.
well.
right? I mean, I guess
What?
anyway, because some of them had to make deals with devils at some point, right?
Guarantee that there are some in hell anyway. Maybe if they're a little more evil than others, they may have shifted downwards a little bit.
Oh, God.
Down and to the left. Just
Anyway,
Yeah, so the whole Zariel falling because wasn't angels, now not. That's like centuries ago, right? Like it's a long time
Well,
ago, or is it like a recent thing, or do we
Here's
know?
a question: how long ago was the founding of El Terrell? Anybody know?
hundreds of years. El
Okay.
Terrell is a very old city.
Okay, because this lady was wearing El Terrellian colors, so we know it's post the founding of El Terrell, however many hundreds of years that
He's
was.
a Hell Rider, and you remember specifically the Hell Riders were founded a couple hundred years ago.
The statue in my village of her, she was angelic, not demonic, so it would have not a long time ago, but not a long time ago.
Yeah. So we're talking hundreds, not thousands of years here.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so he says he saw Lulu next to a beautiful woman in the colors of El Terrell with a beautiful longsword, steaming with the blood of dead stuff, and then a demon came to kill her. The elephant made a trumpeting sound. There was an alabaster palace. The elephant flew away, and a big scab overtook the palace. And then we have an indeterminate blank period of time, and then we have Chaka and his friend, whose name is escaping me at this
Bonk.
juncture. Bonk.
Clunk.
Clunk.
Bonk.
Chaka and Clunk. And they took you to some facility
Bonk better.
in hell somewhere else. And then from there, somehow you made it to the prime material plane and met our, what was he, an otter friend? Or
Otterfolk.
Yeah.
I forget what kind of marsupial he was. FedEx, hey, in my defense,
Haley just
FedEx
had a
definitely doesn't know that.
FedEx
The vet
lady.
Haley.
Haley just had an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all right.
Oh, God.
What a plus 0 intelligence and no proficiency in nature will get you.
There you go. There you go.
I see. The thing is, I wasn't sure if he was actually an otter or if he was something else, so I just sort of cast him
he's
out for a random
actually an
word.
otter.
It was
He
an
true-
otter.
He true polymorphed himself into an otter.
That's right.
Praxagor.
Traxagor, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify what we do know.
Mm-hmm.
That
Sort of put
about
that up
sums
on the
it up,
board.
yes.
From what I'm understanding of all of this information is that the important fact that we should all take on board here is that it's very clear to me that goblins saved the day.
They helped.
Yes, I would say they definitely helped. So now we've got to get down from El Terrell and travel through the hells or hell Avernus to this goblin fort.
Fort Knucklebone.
She said it was an infernal engine factory or something. I don't know what that is.
Infernal War Machines.
Yeah, that one.
You guys can make history checks, but this will be fairly difficult.
Can. My big old +0. 11.
8.
3.
It's a nat 1 for a total of 1.
I'm not going to make a
I think Phoenix is still puzzling out what a marsupial is.
Yeah, none of you have any idea what the hell that even is.
No.
And she's trying to explain it like, well, it's like a carriage, but it goes way faster, and it runs on souls.
And they make them at Fort Knucklebone?
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Runs on... maybe? I don't... It sounds awful if it runs
Wait,
on
but
souls.
how
the
do you-
souls thing is pretty bad,
You say
actually.
it runs on
It's
souls.
like explicitly evil, but
Its
like it's kinda
feet
cool
are made of
anyway.
souls, or the road is made of souls, or...
No, and then she's badly explaining it, of course. So
So we're going... Again, you figure out how to get down from Elturel and then travel through Avernus and to this place where they make things that have the word war in them. That sounds bad.
it's hell. What here isn't bad?
That's a very good point.
She starts
But-
nodding.
And I think Phoenix just, like, looks out over the sea of battle and is like, how are
Yeah,
we
and there
gonna...
are like
Not the worst choice we've ever made, seeing as how we were 2 healers who joined a group called the Flaming Fist.
Like you're
And
also
now we're in hell.
not wrong there. Yes, we probably could have made some better choices, but
I mean,
I mean, I can probably get down without any trouble, but I don't think I can help anybody else get down. I'm stuck on the first part about getting down.
Rhea is gonna turn to you guys and say, I can't go with you. I have to stay here and protect these people. I came here to save Elturel and protect Elturel. And I can't do that without being in Elturel. It seems like they are low on able-bodied people.
No, I think that's actually probably a good idea, and you definitely don't want to come with us.
Well,
that's
I'd like
what we need to do.
but
Given her
know
history
where to
with
find me.
rolls, is that
Yeah.
really a good idea?
Phoenix just like he doesn't even cock an eyebrow, but just like a brief like ripple of suppression rolls through his body as the description of her as able-bodied goes across.
love it.
He's just like flashing back to all the whiffs.
She really has rolled like absolute dog shit. It's really
I mean, she has
impressive.
done a couple of. There was like one crit smite in there that
Yeah,
really popped
yeah.
off.
That's
I guess we
true.
can't be too hard.
And then, but anyway, she'll just go, well, you know where to find me if you need me, but Zevlor, I've heard good things about you. Use me as you can. He nods.
I just kind of lean over to Phoenix. If I'd known staying to protect somewhere was an option, we should have probably stayed in Baldur's Gate.
That is fair. But I think
that-
the Flaming Fist version of protecting Baldur's Gate maybe leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah,
Oh.
at that point, hearing what kind of overhearing, older Ravengard will say, well, I guess you have fulfilled most of your request, but we do need to find a way to get home. And although Elturel and I have certainly never seen eye to eye, they do not deserve this fate. If you know of a way to save them, I would implore you to follow that lead. Although I don't know if I could ask it of you.
Yeah, well, seeing as how the lady who usurped your power tried to say Boulder's Gate here too. Just,
What?
in case you'd like to know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I forgot. We
Also,
probably
real
should
quick
fill you
question:
in.
why
Oh,
were
that
you in
bitch.
Elturel?
Oh, no. I never liked her.
Why were you in Elturel? Your
A
grace.
diplomatic mission. We were supposed to have some sort of trade negotiations.
With
Or was it requested by any chance by a one Fabius Krieg?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, it
late-
was. Yes, I was surprised when he wasn't there when I
Yeah.
got here.
Mm.
that's because he was in
Yeah,
Baldur's
well.
Gate because he organized
Uh-huh.
this
That
little.
bastard. that right?
Yeah, so the whole reason El Terrell is here is because he basically sold every soul in El Terrell. You know that book that they all signed, that including Miss Bonnie here. That is an infernal contract that all of the souls in El Terrell now
Belong
belong
to
here.
Zariel.
Yes.
You don't happen to have any knowledge
Interesting.
of anything like that, do you? I mean, how you could resolve something like that, seeing as how you're, head of an entire city? Would you have any wisdom to offer?
I'm not sure. Could you repeat that question? I missed it.
Bonnie was just asking him if he knew anything about infernal contracts, since he's the head
No,
of a
he
city.
doesn't know anything. No, I've tried to stay away from them. Well, I know a little about infernal contracts. And he kind of looks wistfully over his shoulder.
Oh.
But, no, nothing I can share.
Can you tell us a little bit, since you were here, as to what happened as the city sank? Like,
Well,
where were you? What happened?
I was in the high hall. The ground started to shake. I thought it was an earthquake, and that I could feel as the city started to be pulled underground. Although it must have been through a portal or something, and the panic in the city. Oh, I heard the worst rumors. Oh, it was terrible. They mentioned something about eating the cats and dogs, but I knew it wasn't true. And we had to fight such things, and we rallied together, brought the citizens here, and we tried to fight them as best as we could.
Has there been any discovery that you would know about if we're getting ready to go on down as to food supplies? We've more or less run low.
We had been running off our reserves.
Has anybody
I can.
tried eating the devils?
Tried
We have
eating
not.
what?
Ugh.
The stuff
the
that lives
devils.
here that we kill.
We have not, and I can't
You
say I
know,
would
I hear
recommend it,
geese
but
are really good. If just go
Sure.
after the geese instead.
There's a lot of those. Yeah.
Well,
I think you need.
go
I think you need to
anywhere
work for the
else.
parks department for that to work out.
That is true. So,
Oh
well,
my.
anyway,
I mean,
I
and there's definitely food options, but you're probably not going to like most of them.
everything tastes terrible. I found the
Mhm.
water turns to ash in your mouth, as does the food.
If it's
still
calories that
nourishing,
we're
though.
worried about, I can make honey and mayonnaise every day. So, that's not like a balanced diet, but I don't
I
feel
think
like a-
completely forgot about that jar for a second and got very confused.
Listen, you can drink your calories. I'm sure that Phoenix is fine on calories. He's drinking all he needs.
Yeah. his
Maybe
immune
Maybe
system
some
is taking a
green
real
smoothies
hit.
or something.
but-
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, a
Mr.
pint of Guinness has less calories than this, so
Mr.
So-
Ravengard,
Yes.
I had to make a sacrifice so that we could complete your ritual, and unfortunately, in the process, I mean, I still have my wooden badge, but I lost my very fancy flaming fist badge as part of it, and I'm wondering if you had any spares.
You see him chuckle and go, I might be able to arrange something. And you
It
see
would-
as he kind of fiddles with his armor. And he pulls off the full flaming fist medallion. And he says,
And Neil's eyes just like.
Is this your backpack?
Yes.
You may affix it to your backpack.
What's it made out of?
This is made out of steel, but I can but you'll notice, and it has a cloth backing where it seemed to made to be replaced, as if they're expecting the enamel to crack on it in battle, so it's made to be easily replaceable. So you're pretty sure you could sew it in.
Immediately takes the backpack off and like is just trying to somehow like tie it to something and attach it somewhere. And in the process, Neil says, "Oh, also just to let you know," or pulls out the shield. "It's a little bit big for me, and I couldn't keep it in here, but this belongs to you."
Thank you. I was wondering where that was. He
And
kind of slings it back on his back.
Pulls out the long sword. "Again, this is just a little bit too big for me."
Yes, I actually may need that, as a matter of fact.
And unfortunately, there was nothing else found on your body. Thank you very much. It closes the back.
That's understandable. All right.
Neil, I can take care of that, attaching it to your backpack if we ever get to have a rest, a genuine rest.
Thank you.
Well, I recommend resting here in the city before you descend.
That's what I was going to suggest. We feel like we've been on our feet for a long time.
Should I be making a deception check, by the way?
He doesn't care. He's so traumatized. He's just happy to be alive. Even if he knew, he probably wouldn't care.
Just for my brain for a second.
You can.
I think it's funny. I want to check it.
Sure, feel free.
That was not one. -1.
Zero. I love it. He is obviously does not believe a word you said and could not care less. He's like, they can have it. They more than deserve. They have earned it.
That could not have been more perfect.
That was amazing.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you guys also level up.
Hey, that's awesome.
Level 7.
Level 7. Yeah, that was going to be my question: is how long at this point have we been going? Because it feels like
Quite a while.
really long time.
This whole
how long
thing
have we been on the whole
from
adventure?
arriving in the city to now has been about 6 hours.
Wait, in hell has literally only been 6
We've
hours.
only been here for 6 hours?
I thought we had a long rest in there somewhere.
If you had a long rest, then it's 6 hours plus your long rest.
Yeah, we did
So
have
plus
a long
8,
rest.
so 14
Yeah.
hours.
Oh, that's really not a long
Wow.
time.
It has been a long
Yeah.
time, yeah. I could have sworn we did.
Oh, dear.
I mean, you very well may have.
Initiative. Yeah, we did in that
I think we did.
Oh, in Bonnie's old
did.
house, yeah.
But we got the
Bonnie's old house.
Bonnie's
After-
old house. And then we also got like the benefits of a long rest when we went through the hand. But we
Yes.
didn't actually take a long
Right.
rest.
We got a long rest after Raven killed some kids' parents.
Oh. I mean, yes, but yeah.
Bringing that back up.
that was a traumatizing session.
It
To
really
just about
was.
everybody.
I ran away
You did.
and came back.
And we've only been here for 6 hours.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
you guys make your way back into the high hall and down into the catacombs, sealing things back up, at least temporarily, someone is on watch, both to look out for demon/devil incursions and also to lead any humans who happen to stumble their way in to safety. And you guys settle in for a not terribly comfortable but full long rest.
Rest.
Raven,
Oh,
your dreams are uncomfortable. You keep seeing the statue in your mind looking at you. You have flashes of your childhood playing around it, but instead of looking at yourself or your brother, you simply see the eyes of the statue looking out over the city. It's hard to tell if it's even a nightmare, but it certainly isn't reassuring. Temperance. Oh, you may not have taken this offer, but I will give you something you can't refuse.
With magic
I'm not
being...
sure when.
Sorry.
What'd you say? You're not sure when?
I'm not sure when, but I know that I have a plan for you. Princess. Finnick. The shield was like, we can make this happen. You need to free me so that I can fully help you. I have power, authority here. If you can find a way to release me, I will make it worth your while. I can find guides. I can find power, whatever it is you need to free whatever this wretched place is. I don't really care. But if it serves my ends, I'll help you.
Yeah, I think Phoenix says, I mean, you know any Arcanoloths or Amanzus?
I know Emmenzows. I do, in fact, know at least one.
Any of them owe you a favor?
I'm not sure. But they might also be able to help me escape. Maybe Mahadi could help us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that, like, Phoenix sees the problem of releasing this guy in hell. Like, that's where he belongs. Like, it's actually a problem if the shield comes back with us, you know what I mean? Like, so. But I don't think he, like, agrees to anything specific.
Yeah, you
But
certainly
he sort of
haven't made any
broaches the topic.
pacts.
Yeah.
And lastly, sorry, Neil, you don't have any extra dimensional forces that are talking to you at the moment.
I'm gonna put that on the to-do list. Get Neil an extra dimensional
Friend.
Bonnie, the voice in your head is so clear.
Okay.
And it says, "You've done so well. I can't tell you how proud of you I am." The clear voice rings through your head. I'll
Thank
do
you.
everything I can for you.
But
I promise.
what am I going to feed them? Can you
Well,
help with that?
there are magics that can be done.
Well, I know there are some things that I can do, but I have to have something to work with. I can't take food from these people, and we're running out.
I can make sure the city will provide.
I'll do everything I can. Oh, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for me. You answered my prayers when I was at my darkest moment. Although this one's pretty dark too.
What I'm doing for you. No. It's what you're doing for me that is truly heroic.
Oh. Did you know that Neil was older than I thought he was?
I must admit, I do not know Neil any more than you do. Just from what I have heard from and through you, I am not always listening, and I have had a hard time even speaking to you until recently.
Well, I'm still figuring things out, but I think I'm doing better. I think I'm
As are we
teachable.
all, my child.
Mm,
We are all figuring things out. And you are doing your best, which is all I ask of anyone.
well, thank you. And the help with the food will be greatly appreciated. I'll sleep better because of that.
And also, this. As you look down into your Tunisian crochet hook, you see it shimmer. And it becomes a +2.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to fix that thing for Neil. Oh, thank you, dear. You're
You can
such a
almost
help.
feel the smile. You don't hear anything, but the smile is literally palpable. And you all go into unfitful, or excuse me, fitful, not great, but restful enough sleep. And that is where we will leave things for the evening.
Alrighty. Excellent. Thank you very much for running.
Bonnie's gossiping about us with her patron.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Rude.
Would it be
Disgraceful.
reasonable that, having just thought about it before she settles down, and hopefully maybe Neil is already asleep, that Bonnie would take the thing and sew it onto his back?
It'll take you like an hour. You could easily do it before you go to
and
bed.
then
No
she
check
settles
required.
down for sleep. Yeah.
Okay. Well, gang, we're going to do our usual sign-off. We're going to go raid our friend Lady Stuff, who is live at the moment, so that'll be fun. But before we do that, we're going to do our usual sign-off, reminding you who we are, who we play tonight, and where we can be found on the internet, if indeed we can be found on the internet, starting, of course, with DocRobert.
Hi, everyone. I'm DocRobert, or Robbie, and I have been your dungeon master, taking these poor people through hell in more ways than one. We'll throw it back to Pixel.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pixel, and I have been your Phoenix Brat Grin, Dwarven Barbarian, and hold a man down and pull the demons out of him of the evening. And you can find me, of course, on twitch.tv/HammerPixel, where we've been playing a tremendous amount of Final Fantasy XIV. And that's it. That's me.
Bonus Mom.
I am Bonus Mom, and tonight I have been playing a human warlock, Bonnie Mama, who is very concerned about having enough to eat, which is usually the case with Bonus Mom. I can be found on TikTok and Twitch, Bonus Mom 70, and Bonus Mom 70 Live if you want to see some of the adventures as I game my way through Elden Ring and FFXIV. And I'm there, oh my goodness, all the time. And the days are growing short, and there is a major election coming up in the US. Please be sure that you are registered to vote. Check your registration and then vote. Please vote.
And vote for the correct people. McReese.
I am McReese, and tonight I have been playing Raven LaFey, who apparently is having very strange dreams about an angelic statue, and the Doctor Who fan in me is not okay with this. I am often
Don't
in
blink,
Bonus
Raven.
Mom's lives, keeping the chat safe and playing Final Fantasy with her
She's a
in the tavern.
bulldog.
I am a bulldog.
Bed dog. I can't say it.
A bed hold dog.
Bonus
Wait, no,
Mom's
damn it.
mind's already back in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'll be there shortly.
Yeah.
Visions of leveling roulettes dance in my head.
My name is Cam, or Nuramark. I again traveled here from the future, long in the distant future. It's exactly the same as it is back then. You can find me here on Twitch, twitch.tv/no_remark. You may find me possibly occasionally somewhere within Bonus Mom's Tavern, or somewhere around Bonus Mom, generally in the shadows, lurking. I have been here tonight playing God, I can't even think of any.
Neil
Boggs.
The weird one, the green one, the odd one. Neil Boggs, Goblin Wizard.
being definitively not the only goblin in hell, Neil Box.
That's true.
Yeah.
And we need to be
Just-
reminded when we're going to be back.
Next
Yes,
Saturday.
Next week.
Yeah,
Next
we
week.
will actually be back next week. We normally wouldn't have been playing this week, but because we've missed so many previous weeks because October
catch
was
up.
crazy, we decided
Kaylee, do
to
her
double
outro.
down. So we'll be back next week. That is
Hold on,
October
we
the
got one
26th.
more.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Last
Kaylee
one.
didn't do her
Kaylee.
No,
outro.
I know. I'm just saying October the 26th. Yeah, sorry. Carry on, Kaylee.
That's all right.
That wasn't Pixel about to sign off. That was Pixel making sure everybody knows it's next week and what the
Okay.
date of
Well,
that is.
just in case everybody missed it, next week we'll be back. We normally are every other week, but come back
And it's
next
the
week.
Halloween episode.
It's true. Which means one of my favorite things, we all get to dress up in costumes, and you can see me do cosplay actually sometimes on TikTok at Kaylee1999. I also stream with another group on Tuesdays, Reality Break 20. Right now we're looking at virtual tabletops, but hopefully in the next month or so we'll pick back up with some more one-shots, playing more D&D. I'm also occasionally lurking in Bonus Mob's Tavern as well. And I played Temperance, the Air Genasi sorcerer, who is not enjoying the creepy voice that speaks to her sometimes.
And I would just like to say there must be a lot of shady corners in Bonus Mom's Tavern because half the people I know are lurking in
Listen.
them 24/7.
Yeah, that is
It's
that
not
is
octagonal
Come into
room.
the
There's more
light.
than
Every good
If-
tavern has
yeah.
plenty of dark spaces to
It's-
hide.
exactly. If
Yeah.
D&D has taught us everything, it's that any given tavern is 90% shady corners.
I mean, I'm sat there, hood up in the corner,
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
drinking tea. Let's be honest.
Oh, his name over there, I've never rightly heard. They call him Strider. Sorry. Okay. Well, gang, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We appreciate it more than we can say for everybody who hangs out for the silly nonsense that we do, the stories that we're telling together. And thank you for everybody, cast and DocRobert and everyone for giving us your talents. And folks watching us, we're rating Lady Stuff. They appear to be doing a stream where they are it says making stuff. I don't know what stuff they're making, but some kind of handicraft. So that'll be fun. And if you'll do me a favor, not only send stuff all of our love, but be nice to yourself. Nicer, in fact, than you think, because I put on Torm's Helm of Sight, and after I got done fighting off a demon, it told me that you're not being nice enough to yourself, and that made me sad. So, if you could please do me a favor and be nice to yourself between now and next Saturday, when we will be back, I would appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Peace out.
Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together